Hi guys, today we're going to be making a really simple recipe and I'm calling it my cheesy double garlic bread. Take a look. Let's get going on the garlic. I have a whole head of garlic that needs to be separated and then the skins removed from the cloves. If you guys like to buy that garlic that's in the bags that's already peeled, you want to go ahead and use about 8 to 10 cloves. Now I'm just going to chop up the garlic really fine. Now for me this is therapeutic. If you guys have one of those choppers, go ahead and use that. So along with the fresh garlic, we have some fresh herbs and some dried herbs. We have dried oregano, fresh thyme, fresh parsley, and fresh basil. So here comes the second garlic, hence the name double garlic. I got 3 cloves of roasted garlic, and all you do is take off the tops of the heads of garlic, pour a little olive oil on them, roast them at 375 degrees for about 30-35 minutes, and then they just become so soft and they just squeeze right up out of their skins. You know, this is a good way to tone garlic down. If you ever want to tone it down, just go ahead and roast it. That way it's not as strong and you can use it in lots of different dishes. What we're essentially making here is called a compound butter, and a compound butter is basically butter with other ingredients inside, and that could be roasted garlic, it could be shallots or onions, herbs, seasonings, whatever you want it to be, that's what you can make it. I actually made this cheesy double garlic bread a few months ago when we had a seafood boil, and this bread was so good. I even melted some of this compound butter down and we used it as a dipping sauce for the crab legs and the shrimp. Now we're just going to add the rest of the ingredients, the herbs and the fresh garlic, and give everything a nice blend. By the way, I'm using regular salted butter because that helps me out by not having to add additional salt if I don't want to, but you certainly can. I did add some black pepper and salt, probably about a half a teaspoon, but you can always taste it and see how far you want to take it. Don't worry, for the exact measurements you can go to gdseasoning.com and check it out. Now I'm just going to take my favorite French bread, or you can use French baguette or sourdough, and put a nice thick layer of the compound butter right on top. Now if you wanted to, you could actually stop here, but it is cheesy, so we're going to add some Parmesan cheese, some fresh grated Parmesan cheese, and just sprinkle that right on top, and that's going to give us a nice salty pungent bite. And then on top of that we're going to add some fresh mozzarella that I also grated. And this is all to taste. You can just put as much or as little as you want, but of course make it cheesy. Also, as another tip, if you wanted to make the garlic bread stronger, instead of roasting 3, you would roast 2 and then put 2 fresh heads of garlic. So that's a good idea too. Now just let the bread bake uncovered at 375 degrees until the cheese is nice and melted and bubbly. While the garlic bread is in the oven, let's go ahead and take the opportunity to put our compound butter away. And I'm just going to take some parchment paper and evenly kind of spread it out because I'm going to turn it into a log. Be sure and leave a couple of inches on each side of the log so that you can be able to close it later. But looking back at this now, I could have turned this into 2 logs actually, but that turned out okay. Some other good ideas you can use this compound butter for is melting it over pasta or vegetables. You can cut it into medallions and put it on top of cooked steaks. Under the skin of poultry before you cook it, saute in it, use it as a dipping sauce for seafood or on mashed potatoes or rice. It is really good. So our cheesy double garlic bread is all done. The mozzarella cheese was nice and bubbly. I'm using a serrated knife to just cut the bread on the bias. And you know what else this bread is good with? If you guys happen to have happy hour at home sometimes with your friends, this is a quick, great accompaniment to go with a good cocktail. So our bread is all done, the cheese is all melted and gooey, and we have that roasted garlic and the fresh garlic under there mingling. It's really good, restaurant quality for sure. I want to thank you guys for spending some time with me. Remember, these recipes and others can be found at gdseasoning.com, and I'll see you next time.